Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to Daily's 2A News. I'm starting to think I should start another channel called Daily's California 2A News because California is always in the headlines when it comes to the Second Amendment. This time it's now because the DOJ is saying that you might have to wait 30 days to pick up that firearm. Now, you guys might remember that I made a video on this specific topic just a few days ago. People were contacting me because they were going in to pick up their firearms from their FFL, and the FFL wasn't able to release it because of a problem on the DOJ's end. So essentially, when you go to pick up a firearm in California, you have to wait 10 days. When you go after your 10 days, the FFL goes onto the website. They have to click a little button in order to start the release process. But people were going on, or FFLs were going on to the website, and that little button they have to click to release the firearm wasn't even there. And so I spoke to my FFL who's in California, got an idea of exactly what was going on from him. We talked to the DOJ. The DOJ said it was a problem that they knew of, they were aware of on their end, and that they were trying to fix it. And then they were telling the FFL to have their customers come back a day or two later and try again. So we actually ran somebody's background check to see if it was going to allow us to release it at that time, and it showed up that it was good to go, and that was on the 11th day. So after talking to the DOJ said the problem should be fixed up in just a couple days. We should be good to go. And then I made my video. So I made my video based off of a lot of different criteria. So I didn't just throw the video out there. But now there's been an update, and I'm getting a lot of messages. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I mean, you name it. People are saying, hey, it's been a lot longer and I still can't pick up my firearm. And that's because now the DOJ is saying it's going to take up to 30 days to process these background checks. Up to 30 days. Now, as to why this is happening this time, I'm really not all that sure. I've had a really hard time getting through to the DOJ. I haven't been able to get through so far, and if you're not an FFL, you have even a harder time. So I'm not sure why it's being delayed up to 30 days, but this is absolute proof that we do not need background checks in this country. This is absolutely ridiculous. I don't think you need a background check for a right anyway. I mean, think about applying that to anything else like the First Amendment. Can you imagine saying, well, we need to run a background check on you first before we are able to give you free speech? That wouldn't fly with the First Amendment, so it shouldn't fly with the Second Amendment. But this right here is proof that people are using the background check system, regardless if it's intentional or unintentional. The background check system is being used to keep people from their Second Amendment rights. 30 days is excessive. I mean, I think 1 day, 4 days is excessive, 10 days is really excessive, but 30 days is absolutely ridiculous, and it shouldn't stand. You know, these are people who maybe don't own any firearms at all. They want a way to defend themselves, so they go into a shop, they pick something out. Now they got to wait their 10-day regular waiting period, and now on top of that they got to wait up to another almost month longer just to be able to pick it up, and you don't know when it's going to happen. The FFL could call you. I mean, it's not always an opportune moment either. You know, people are home, and then people have to go for business, and you know, if it doesn't happen within that time frame, and then they got to leave somewhere for business, the FFL can only hold on to it for so long, you know, until there's a problem now again on the DOJ side, and you have to rerun the background check all over again. So as you can see, the background check system can be used in an unconstitutional manner to keep people from their Second Amendment rights, and that's what's happening in California. Again, I'm not sure why the DOJ is doing this. I'm not sure why the DOJ is so backed up on this. I mean, to be honest with you, the DOJ in California is pretty much like the DMV. It is just, you know, another bureaucracy that is inefficient, it's run to the ground, it's understaffed, and it's, you know, it should be gone altogether, to be honest with you. But look, this is what's happening in California, and it shouldn't be allowed to stand. People need to speak up and say something about it, because people are being kept for their Second Amendment rights until further notice, apparently. So again, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. If you're going to buy a firearm in the state of California, expect a pretty long delay, because FFLs can't release it to you, or they could end up in jail, or they could lose their business license, or they could lose both, which means that all the employees and everything else would be screwed too. So guaranteed, an FFL is probably going to stand behind the 30 days. It's not because they want to, it's because they have to, or they'll lose everything. So just keep that in mind. If you're going in there right now to pick something up, it could be up to 30 days before you can actually get it. It's just ridiculous, and another reason that we can't let any other states turn into what California government has done to their state. You know, try and keep in mind, it's not necessarily the good people of California, the Second Amendment supporters, constitutional supporters of California. It's what the government is doing to the people over there, which is wrong, and we need to keep that in mind and try and change it as best we can. Make sure you support groups like the Firearms Policy Coalition, who are trying to change actions like these and are trying to stand up for our Second Amendment rights. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.